everyone, and today we're taking a look at Zoria, Age of Shattering. Now, I've covered this game a few times in the past, one of the prologue and one of the previous demo builds. Now, the developers were kind enough to send me a sneak peek to see what progress they've had since the last demo. Now, if you're not familiar with what Zoria is, it is a story-driven, party-based, turn-based RPG with tactical elements. You also can choose from 8 different classes to be in your party. You also have an outpost that you can upgrade also. Also, as of today, they are starting a Kickstarter. So if this game is something that you're interested in, you want to help support developers, I will have the link down below. I also have the link on Steam where you can get the game. Let's hop in, take a look, and see all that's changed. I hopped on a little bit earlier to try to adjust the sound, the volumes and stuff. Yep, alpha build. Things can change. Another restless night, the 9 forsaken lions. And, as I've come to expect, the dream came again, taunting me with a cryptic, pointless imagery. I have no idea what it wants from me, nor why it is... I can't read today. Nor why it will not let me sleep. How am I supposed to be of any use to my people if I can't even wrest control of my own mind and rest? Dawnbreak pierces through the camp and the rays of the sun invade my tent long before I give them permission to. One of my scouts has returned from his nightly duties. Naturally, he finds me dressed and waiting for him. All signs of fatigue washed away from my face. An army, no matter its size, is only strong as its leader. You hear the scout before you can see him, his ragged breaths louder than the flap of your tent as it's pulled back. The scout waits eagerly for you to address him. His posture uncertain and submissive. You sigh. He most certainly brings bad news. Speak. What have you learned? The man bows low, perhaps a little too much reverence in his gestures. We found no way in, my lord. The Elenonians have secured the area tighter than a maiden's purity. Crass, but I get the idea. Anything else? Do we know what they're guarding? The man shakes his head and raises a finger as he catches his breath. He has rings under his eyes and can barely stand up straight. No, my lord, we most certainly died trying to get inside the camp proper. We fell back to the outer perimeter for the remainder of the night. Have you learned of the supply lines? We've spotted patrol returning from the windmill north of the village. It was laden with grains and bread. They stopped on the road and waited for one turn of an hourglass, and another cart joined them, coming from the lumber mill further up the peninsula. What are the caravan guards? Light guard, my lord, and very carefree. They traveled late in the evening. It does not seem they fear anyone around these parts. An attack on the caravans would be very easy. No, that would accomplish nothing. They would just send another the following week with more guards. Then they would be... they would be targeting them. No, this problem must be tackled at the root. I will speak with the miller and the lumberjacks myself. What can you tell me of their defenses? Their defenses, yes. Well, my lord, they're magical. Magical? Magical. There's some sort of barrier around the whole Elian camp. Once you pass through it, it sears your flesh and drills into your mind. Olin was hit pretty hard. He's outside at the healer's tent. I think he should tell us more, but I don't know if he's in any condition to talk. Anything else of use? Not much else about the Elian garrison. They're guarding the place something fierce. There's something else. The people of the town, they didn't like these soldiers either. There's talk of fighting and a desire to drive these soldiers away. They say they rob and beat up townfolk, act like they're the lords of the place. Maybe we can use that. Why are you back so soon? You were supposed to continue your mission through the morning. It was Olin, my lord. I found him right at the edge of the Elian encampment. He was hurt badly, and I carried him back to their camp. He couldn't walk and could barely talk. He told me of the barrier. All right, very well. Speak to you later. Talk to the troops. Prepare yourself. We're heading out. All right. So here we are. Click. You can move. You hold tab. You can highlight what you need to loot. Journal. You can pause the video if you want to read this. If I read everything, I'm not going to be able to get very far. Boots of plummeting death. Sure, I like the sound of that. Keen's instructions grimoire. Weapon? Mage weapon, maybe? War drum? Alright. A little bit of jam before we leave the tent. Alright, we're out and about. Yeah, gather everything we can. Here we can cook. I don't have anything to cook, but it adds us supplies because we can camp. It's right here. We can set up camp, and we'll need supplies to eat. Got a blacksmith, so we can make gear. We'll be able to find recipes. Anything else? I can destroy my own camp. Okay, so this is my tent. This is the wizard's tent. Let's go to the wizard's tent quick. About it. These goodies. Okay. Now here's where we'll be able to make our potions. Now you can get a lot of different potions. Should I make health? Let's just make all... We'll make 8 health potions. Here we go. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we'll take a look at the bottom here of all of our items we can click on. Alright, so here's the camp. Very first one, click on the bottom right. Our inventory. So here's our inventory. You can also look at our abilities, which we got to put ability points in. But I'll do that once we pick up some of our party members. We have our journal. We also have history and lore, bestiary, the story, and journal. Talk to the troops in the camp. That's the first thing we got to do. Let's go talk to our troops in the camp. Man, I pretty much know what I want for my group, but let's talk to some of these people. The thief? Yeah, Thief Julia. Grins broadly as you approach and takes a bow with a flourish. Golden eyes never leave you. It's as if you're being watched by a cat. She makes a complex gesture with her fingers, knowing you know it to be a respectful greeting. Tell me about yourself. Launches in a sequence of gestures, finger motions. You're not very fluent in Six Speak, but you understand that she is a rogue, deadly assassin that lurks in the shadows and delivers death to her enemies. Why do you not speak? She chuckles and makes a few calm gestures, drawing a symbol in the air with her hands. She reminds you that as a member of the Sixes and Sevens has taken an oath of silence. The order does not look too kindly upon those who break their oath. What do you think of Nolbarak? Nolbarak. Makes few gestures. Each is short, firm, and dull of disdain. Peasants, idiots, Elonians. We'll answer. woman before you barely qualifies to be called that. She looks far too young to be in the army, and she holds herself up proudly. Lance held up a strong grip. Ira Penty at your service, General. Tell me about yourself. I'm a Lancer, General, blessed by Garum himself. I graduated at the top of my class. General, they say my skills with the lance and spear are on par with those of Helam himself. You're a bit young. Girl blushes fiercely but tosses her head and replies proudly. Was Helam too young when he led our people to victory against the Super General? Nay, he was not. I don't see what this has to do with anything. How old are you? Old enough to have graduated from the academy, top of the class, General. Please don't worry about my age or my youthful appearance. This may be my first field assignment, but I assure you I'm ready and will not disappoint. It's nice to know exactly what their skills are. I'd like to know what a Lancer does. So many people can get in a group. I may pick them up just because I'm interested. The man salutes proudly at your approach. His posture exemplary. General. Tell me about your abilities, Mateus. The man ponders for a few moments, and then when he speaks, it is certain simple tones. I'm a Kingsman. I will protect you. I am your shield and sword. I will crush anyone and anything that stands between us and victory. What do you make of the bra? I've spoken to some of the scouts. I failed to draw any meaningful conclusions. I do not know if this is my shortcoming or that of the scouts. I will be probably picking up him because I want a tank. I'm not a tank myself. I mean, I think I can be. I have different ways to build myself. I've got a cleric and a ranger. Okay. What about your abilities? A ranger of the Azerian homelands. There's no terrain I cannot cross and no man, beast, or creature that my arrows cannot hit. There are no secrets that can hide from me. No tracks that can be lost. What do you make of these lands? Men here believe that they have tamed the land. But it's the land that tamed them. The beasts are almost mad with fear. And birds' songs warn of danger. I'll probably take her too, because I want to heal her. Form an respectful bond, slam at her weapon. Abilities. I'm a battle cleric in your service. While my words of healing are perhaps not as powerful as those of your companion, my weapons and shield are formidable indeed. What's my companion? I don't have a companion. I'm by myself. Feels like a goddess land, my general. I pray to Aethys, and she weeps for these people. They are under great, long-forgotten shadow. Okay, well, I'm picking you, because I need a healer. And I will definitely be picking up my tank. What's it? Okay. Was that the Lancer? Be a mage? Quartermaster. There we go. Merchant. Oh, they're timed. So it must refresh after 2 minutes. I don't know if I want to spend any money. Okay, okay. Let's learn our recipe. So here. Initiative potion, potion of focus. Another potion of focus. Large healing potion. Do we not? Oh, is that better? Strength, agility, int, but I lose stamina and some armor. Like a lot of stamina though. Don't want to lose that much stamina, but I believe agility is one thing of the main ones I want. That's why it's highlighted. Hers is int. His is agility also. So I wonder if it's worthwhile. Though I am heavy. All of us are heavy armor. I'll hold on to those. Be nice if I could have a sort. Get everything up instead of having to do this. I don't see a button for it. Okay, okay. So we start off at level 30. I don't know what max level is. Okay, so we'll start off with our tank. Yeah, I want taunt. Places on the ground a small area of effect that provides moderate shield. Oh, yes. I remember that from before. You put like a little thing on, area on the ground that you can, more defense. A wide swing. An AoE? No. Nope, just target. Shield wall gives me more powerful shield. Deflect. Magic deflection. Let's try deflect. I want to try to get up here. Only got five more points. Hold the line. Protective shield on the ground. Any follower that sits inside the shield will receive an increased by 50% to armor and magical armor. That's for 3 turns. Receives the King's Blessing, increasing armor by 200%. Does this work on myself? So if I put myself... Frontal attack. Affecting a small area. Okay, AoE enemy. Reduces the magic armor. All the affected targets by 30%. Or taunt. Well, we're going to want taunt, so I'm going to probably have to take the... Okay. Bash of Wrath. I'll have to take it. Shield turns into arcane energy. Slam it into the enemy. Really massive damage. I have to do Chains of Defeat. Oh, now I gotta choose. Arcane Bolt that will deal... Yeah, but it's based on... See, if you look at governing stat, it's int. I don't know if I'm going to put much int into my dude. I think I'm going to do strength agility. Is what I think I'm going to have to put it into this dude. I think int is not going to work for my tank. Smash the target from melee range. Stun it for 3. Oh, that's nice. Stun. Kingsman calls power of the gods, increasing stamina by 50% for 3 turns. 5 turns. Pause 5 turns. Any received damage will be returned to the attacker with the power of the basic attack and 70% from the received attack. Okay. I want either one of these. We're gonna do stun. We're gonna do stun. Alright, so I'm a cleric. Well, healing, of course. Healing prayer. Heals party member. Pure soul, the battle cleric calls upon himself a powerful barrier absorbing damage, increasing focus by 35%, increasing armor by 50%. Like another shield for himself. Dealing damage, reducing its initiative by 30% for 3 turns. Engulfs the battlefield with holy flames, removes any stun, cursed effects from all party members in the zone. Kind of nice. Whispers of Prayer enhances the weapon of light power, striking an enemy, dealing light damage. 1 action point. This is an area effect, ranged area effect. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. Heal? Yeah. I'm going to take all the heals. I need them. So her. Yeah, it's a her, it looks like. I need stuff with int. Moment of respite increases the focus in the battle cleric by 60 and regenerates. Yes. Regenerate mana. Sanctuary. Smites the battlefield with light's energy, healing all followers in the area and placing a blessing that returns 60% of all damage back to the attacker. That's kind of cool. I like that. I have to take that. Alright, so I got 2 points. So, int or none. Places a blessing on himself. Each damage done with the battle cleric will heal for 50% of the damage and retaliate a shock of light, dealing light damage. Small prayer that selects an enemy and will link it with a random follower of yours. On random? 40% of any damage done to the enemy will be transferred. That just sounds cool. I'm gonna try it, because that just sounds cool. Okay, I got 1 point. 80% of his current health and releases it in an area effect explosion that will heal all followers on the battlefield. Okay. Fidecia, she also receives an armor and magic armor boost. 100% for 5 turns. Okay. Men's power increasing strength by 300 for 5 turns. Magic armor. Probably won't do that. I want the heal. We're gonna do martyr. Okay. Now for the main character. Now, again, we got agility. I'm trying to debate if I want to do agility int based or strength. I think you can pick either one. Because I'm assuming more int is going to give me more like this healing. I do want bandages. I might do agility int. Hoping we could pick up more than 3 people in a party. I remember this. This is a AoE buff. I want AoE buffs. I don't want to taunt. Increasing the armor by 25%. Yeah, we'll do that. Sentinel throws his weapon at short range. That's strength. Sentinel places a sigil on a party member that will heal him. Next turn, it will jump to another party member healing them. Okay. I like that. All enemies in the area around the Sentinel have their armor and magical armor reduced by 30% for 3 rounds. Like a debuff. Increases armor by 300. Wonder if this is better this way if you have a more of a tanky build. Except this one. Increased chance, crit chance by 30% for 3 turns for dueling expertise. Okay. Fast whirlwind to hit two hits attack that ignites the weapon as a sentinel spins, dealing AoE damage. Yeah, so I got 2 points. Strength based, agility based. Places a mark on a friendly target. If that mark is attacked, the sentinel will step, transferring to himself 100% of the damage. And that seems more of a tanky thing. All party members around the sentinel will receive protection and remove 1 incapacitating effect from a party member. Okay, I like that. Okay, 1 point. Both strength based. Smashes his weapon into the ground, releasing arcane energy on the battlefield and damages enemies. The release also increases strength, which needs to be spelled right, by 50%. And that's not bad. Having a shield, because that doesn't matter. We'll do that. So we're done. Fantastic. F5, we could save. We're going to save quick. Let's talk to this poor dude. The man called Olin lies in a makeshift bed, his forehead covered in sweat and his mouth uttering fervent whispers you cannot hear. The nurse tends to the wounds on his arms, the blistering welts that stain on the scout's skin, reminiscent of burn marks. Nurse, how's he doing? She washes the cloth she's holding and smears a strong-smelling solution on it. She dabs it gently on the man's wounds, and he seems to relax a bit. It's too early to tell, my general. His wounds are magical in nature, and there's no telling how quickly they'll heal, or if they'll heal at all. Scout Olin, can you hear me? The man mumbles incoherently. But then his eyes catches yours, and they light up with a feverish intensity. My lord, I've seen it. As I passed through the barrier, and the pain, oh, the pain. My mind felt that it would split open, but split open it did, and then I could see. See, I saw it. Saw what? I saw it, Lord. The one beneath the tower. It was horrible, and it was beautiful. It was... You saw what lies beneath the tower? What the Alonians have found. I found it too, but where did I put it? Nurse, did you find my spyglass? A good scout never leaves without a spyglass. The nurse looks at the man with compassion of his eyes and she shrugs at you. The rambling goes on for a while, and as you turn to leave, Olin grabs your arm. His hands feel warm, too warm, and your skin tingles. My lord, the Alonians, they aren't harmed by the barrier. They probably do not see what I saw. Why are they blind to the greatness? You wrench your arm free of Olin's grip and depart. You leave the poor scout in his ramblings, so the Olonian soldiers can come and go through this barrier without ill effects. Perhaps you should take a closer look at the barrier. There we go. Let's see what he has now. That 2 minutes should elapse, right? Oh, wow. Didn't want to do that. Like, this is the only way out of camp. Now I can look at the map. Where am I at? I'm over here. I don't know if I can go this way, since there's really nothing over here. Ooh. I'd like to see if you had like a pickaxe pull up where you're hitting it. I think that would be good. No. Interesting. Interesting. Not sure what happened there. Ooh, okay. Battle. Alright, so here's our guys. Cleric has initiative, huh? Move here. Now, when you attack, there's a big area of effect. It gives you a range. I don't know if I can hit it. Not in range. I think I'm just gonna have to end my turn. I can do here and take my potions, which I don't need. Can't really do much else. Okay. I'm up, huh? Can I hit him from here? Now, my initial attack, like his initial attack, gives you focus, which, if you look on the top, you'll see a focus bar. Above that's your AP points. So he gets 3 AP points, but his focus is at 0. So, come up here. We'll enrage him. And we'll hit him. So we should focus on me. I dodged. Okay with that. Out of range. Okay. So move up a little bit. So I should have moved up behind him. That's fine. I'll move. Right there. Now, where you place yourself does matter. It's backstabbing. Okay. Out! Leave her alone! You're supposed to hit him. Heavy wounds will make the target less effective in combat. I'm at a side attack. I'm not going to just keep moving. Wow. I don't know if he's going to kill it, though. He doesn't do that much. Let's try this. Ash of Wrath. Do it. All the crap out of him. How do we get rid of... Increased armor. How do we get rid of that? I don't know if I can go any further that way. Flowers. I don't see anything over here, but what is this? Shrine. Offers gods that can yield powerful buffs. Everybody... I want everybody... Are you not coming? Okay, here we go. Everybody in. Circle. I want everybody in the circle. Oh, I can't do it. I gotta wait 30 minutes? I'd still like to know how to get rid of this stuff. Look, I have Sunder armor on me. That. Guys, get out of my way so I can grab this. Book a potion. Oh, jeez. Okay. A lot of potions. Got a pig. 2 pigs. Okay. Do you have something that could remove that? Oh, wait, no. The potion? It removes bleeds. That's initiative. Armored. I don't know. Just hit the pig. Hit it again. That's a nice hit. Oh, she gets 3. I should be able to finish it off. Maybe. I lied. I lied. Apparently, I decided to whiff. See, now I got that on me. What did you have on him now? Yeah, armor decrease. I don't... Let's come here. Come over here. Oh my god! Am I blind? What the hell? Not missing her. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of the... whatever that is on me. Maybe we camp? I have no idea. I don't see her having anything. That would remove it. Sure, I want the meat off an already dead pig. Found on the side of the road. Alright, so... we've been to the lookout tower. We can head... this way. And, we'll see what's on this road in the next episode. It's passing out. So yeah, we'll check it out and see what's in next episode further in here. But I'd just like to thank you all for spending some time here. If you did enjoy this, hit that like button. And if you are new here and like to see more content like this, please subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.